My life is completely ruined. One of the best feelings in the world is getting better at something we are interested in, whether that is a sport, our job, or something else. It's nice to see all the work we put in during practice and after practice, all the work in the gym, the weight room, on the field, transfer over to that sport we play and love. It's nice to get noticed by college scouts, attention from fans, and gratitude from our parents. It's also a euphoric feeling when we get a promotion at work, a raise from the company we work for, or appreciation from our boss for a project we worked on. But there are a number of people out there that view self-development as an area of interest, something we can become better at. Some may even call it their hobby. It's no secret that on this channel, I'm a big fan of self-improvement. From attempting to create the perfect morning routine, to putting myself through adverse situations, believing they will teach me valuable life lessons, to striving to be the guy that is motivational, the guy that someone can turn to if they are in need of something, the guy who believes anything is possible as long as you put your mind to it. And believe me, I am one of the biggest believers and proponents of self-improvement there are on the planet. I believe books provide immense value in changing the way you think and presenting the other side of the coin. I believe things like running, weightlifting, challenging yourself, pushing your body have carryover outside of the track or gym. And I also believe things like meditating, journaling, and passion are all extremely important and should be taken very seriously. But there are some issues I have with self-improvement that I need to talk about. Self-improvement, a lot of us can agree, has really taken off quite a bit over the past couple of years. I know when I was a kid, these beliefs about loving yourself, challenging yourself, and going outside your comfort zone weren't exactly the most common things to find. And I feel in a way I've heard so many people talk about self-improvement to the point that they use it as an excuse for everything. Today wasn't a great day. I will try more self-improvement techniques tomorrow. My dog passed away. It's okay. This will make you stronger. My cat passed the kidney stone. Self-improvement over everything. And a lot of times I don't think self-improvement is necessarily the answer to these problems. And I think a lot of the times it can actually lead to putting more pressure on ourselves. You might feel like you need to make changes. You need to do more. You need to take on more responsibilities so that you feel better. And in our reality, while that could work, if you are doing everything right, you might just need a little time for things to sink in. If someone passes away, no amount of self-improvement is going to help you with that. Only time will. If you had an off day at work, you can try to turn it around, but as humans, we aren't perfect. Not everything is going to go our way all of the time. So it might just be one of those days you have to chalk up to a loss, and not necessarily a day where we have to constantly brainstorm new self-improvement ideas. Now, you could very well find value in self-improvement techniques if you aren't partaking in any of them currently. But if you're already reading, meditating, journaling, you might not need to take that self-improvement to the next level. You might just need some time. I feel self-improvement also started to take off during the initial outbreak of COVID in 2020 when people weren't allowed to leave their homes. A lot of people fell into a dark hole. People felt depressed and anxious with nowhere to go, no one to see, nothing was open, endless amounts of people were being laid off. Cooks, waitresses, airline workers, and many more occupations all laid off, leading to a lot of people having to attempt to climb out of the dark hole they had fallen into, aka focusing on self-improvement, aka focusing more on self-improvement, aka focusing even more on self-improvement. And a lot of these people had not dabbled into self-improvement before, which also leads back to the point of using self-improvement as an excuse for everything. And that's because this is the only type of content that you are consuming, so it's natural for that when you are faced with a problem, this solution enters your mind. I like to compare this to politics. If you are a Democrat and someone brings up a political issue to you, the majority of people aren't going to see the Republican side of the story. Same thing would happen if you are a Republican. You just aren't going to see the Democrat side of the story. You aren't going to be willing to turn the page and see what the other side of the paper says. All you know is the content you've been consuming pertaining to whichever political party you are affiliated with. That is what you know, so that is what you deem as being correct. It's the same thing as when we were children and we just listened to what our parents were telling us. We look up to our parents, what they say, what they tell us, what they teach us, and until we get to the age where we are old enough to make our own decisions and do our own research, we take what they say as gospel. And when someone presents something that might look a little different, we may look at them a little funny because we aren't familiar with it. Don't get me wrong, as I said earlier, I think self-improvement is extremely important and valuable, but I really don't know if using it as an excuse for everything and forcing it on people 24/7 is the best thing to do. And on top of that, and this might be the most important part of the video, learning about self-improvement doesn't do anything. You heard that right. Think about it. How much more muscle mass would you put on if you sat on the couch every single day and watched Ronnie Coleman videos? How much money would you have made made if you read 100 books about the stock market but never put a dollar in the market? How have books like How to Win Friends and Influence People helped you if you are afraid to approach every stranger around you? Now, this might be a little bit controversial, but I've found a lot of the people that enjoy learning about self-improvement, they continue to learn about self-improvement and they don't necessarily apply the things they've learned about self-improvement to their lives. In other words, they aren't actually working on themselves. It's completely fine to read self-help book after self-help book, but the thing is, make sure you are taking things away from these books, articles, blogs, etc., and actually applying them to your life. If not, eventually, in my opinion, there's a good chance that you are eventually going to end up in a place where you are having a quarter or midlife crisis. If you really want to improve yourself, you have to go out and improve yourself once you have learned how to improve yourself, not continuously learn about improving yourself and doing nothing. So next time you face an issue, next time you have a dilemma, don't just insert self-development as a surefire answer. Take some time, think and learn about what the issue you are having is, and go out in the world and fix it.